Hello and welcome, our blood viewers, to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we begin this news with the major and top headlines. Ministry of Culture sponsors the preservation of intangible heritage. And on the international scene, Asian stock markets buckle under geopolitical pressure. Another oil crisis on the horizon. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The Prime Minister, Mr. Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, received late this morning a high-level delegation from UNICEF, led by Mrs. Etleva Kadili, Regional Director for Eastern and Southern Africa. The delegation also included several regional officials and Mrs. Ramatu Toure, the UNICEF representative to Djibouti. Both parties welcomed the excellent cooperation between the government and UNICEF, underlining the importance of human capital for the rights of children and women. The country's development and support for UNICEF activities with organizations such as the Ministry of Health and the Monde de la Femme and Solidarity. Discussions focused on strengthening the strategic partnership in priority areas such as health, education, social protection, women's empowerment, and child protection. The Prime Minister reaffirmed the government's commitment to the development of human capital, a pillar of the 2025-2030 National Development Plan. We now relay a statement from the Djibouti Public Prosecutor's Office concerning a tragic event that occurred yesterday in the Dakhil region. According to initial reports, an explosion would have caused the death of two children. The Attorney General, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Hassan, extends his condolence to the victim families. A joint team from the Gendarmerie and Security Service is currently on site to determine the origin of the explosion and to clarify the exact circumstances. The prosecutor's office will communicate further as the investigation progresses. The Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, through the General Directorate of Technical Education and Vocational Training and in partnership with the World Bank, launched the CFEN Short Professional Training Course for driving license in category C and E, held under the theme Skills, Qualification and Integration. This initiative is part of the Skills Project and aims to strengthen youth employability while modernizing the vocational training system. The ceremony brought together the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, the Secretary General of MENFOP, Mr. Mohammed Abdullah Mahyoub, the Director General of the CRC, the World Bank representative, the Presidents of municipalities, associations of freight forwarders, partner driving schools, and 300 young beneficiaries. The day began with the reading of a Quranic verse in the national anthem. In her welcome address, the Director General of the CFEN recalled the importance of these certified trainings to meet the growing needs of the labor market, notably in transport and logistics. The Skills Project Director presented the content of the short courses and spoke of the further City of Trades, a symbol of the sector's modernization. Mr. Muhammad Abdi Gede emphasized that these trainings are part of a national strategy aligning training with employment needs affecting several strategic sectors such as construction, transport, logistics, and hospitality. The Director General of the CRC reminded attendees that these skills are essential for economic competitiveness, continuity of supply chains, and road safety. The World Bank representative congratulated the authorities and partners for their commitment to skills development and to structuring the transport sector, a pillar of the national economy. Mr. Mohammed Abdullah Mahyoub, Secretary General of MENFOP, specified that this program aims to train more than 5,000 young people in qualifying pathways tailored to market needs and facilitating rapid integration. The minister then encouraged beneficiaries to engage actively, to demonstrate seriousness and discipline, and to become a qualified workforce serving the country's economic development. The ceremony concluded with the formal signing of contracts between the Director Generals and the partner driving school, marking the official launch of the trainings. The Director General of Technical Education and Vocational Training said that the certified nature of these trainings respond to the growing needs of the labor market, notably in transport and logistics, and forms part of a broader national strategy aligning education and employment across strategic sectors. For his part, the Secretary General of MENFOP stressed that this program aims to train more than 5,000 young people in qualifying pathways adapted to market needs, promoting their rapid insertion into the workforce. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training said that the beneficiaries are encouraged to become actively involved, to show seriousness and discipline, and thereby become a qualified workforce supporting the country's economic development. The Ministry of Youth and Culture launched yesterday morning a training workshop dedicated to transmitting the hero element as the National Union of Djiboutian Women, held under the patronage of Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowi. This initiative is part of a national vision to protect, valorize, and pass cultural heritage onto younger generations. The workshop brought together 9 experienced bearers and 30 young participants, mainly from the country's interior regions. Over 4 days, they will follow a program combining technical learning, historical transmission, and reflection on mechanisms to safeguard intangible heritage. The opening ceremony took place in the presence of Muna Asman Aden and Fatuma Musa Abdi, underscoring the transversal nature of initiative at the section of cultural, social, and economic concerns. Through this training, the government of the Republic of Djibouti reaffirms that culture is a pillar of sustainable development. The transmission of traditional knowledge is not only an issue of preservation, but also a lever for women's empowerment, social cohesion, and the creation of a local economic opportunities. By valorizing and encouraging international dialogue, this initiative contributes to strengthening identity and to ensuring the continuity of a living heritage of at the heart of communities. During the ceremony, the Secretary General of the National Union for Djiboutian Women, Mrs. Fatuma Musa, emphasized the importance of this initiative for supporting young women and promoting their economic empowerment. She stressed that the trainings in ECON provided offer real opportunities to launch income-generating projects and to strengthen their financial independence, thereby increasing women's participation in local development. Mrs. Fatuma Musa also recalled that this support is not limited to financial assistance. It includes ongoing accompaniment and supervision aimed at developing young women's skills. For her part, Dr. Hibu Mumin Asowi applauded the partners' commitment and their constant support, affirming that this program fully aligns with the national strategy for social and economic inclusion of young people. The Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office, Mr. Naguib Abdullah Kamil, chaired at the Palais de Peuple People's Palace the meeting of the Platform of Secretaries General, devoted to rationalizing public institutions' energy consumption with a national reduction target of 40%. This session follows the international meeting of 11th of June 2025 and work conducted with the Ministry of Energy, the Ministry of Budget, and EDD based on a diagnosis highlighting the growing weight of the energy bill on the public finances, losses estimated at around 5 billion per year. The state accounts for nearly 30% of electricity production and is among the main consumers, which calls for coordinated, measurable, and accountable action. Discussions addressed the establishment of an operational interministerial mechanism to sustainably reduce the state's energy bill and to improve the energy efficiency of public buildings and services. Participants notably agreed to confirm governors, the role of the SG platform, and the appointment of functional training in 18 departments. Adopted 2025-2026 roadmap distinguished immediate measures, reducing use of outside working hours, concrete anomalies, and structural actions, audits, targeted investments, and equipment modernization. Secure data and transparency, inventory of subscriptions and matters, contracted capacities, bills, areas, contacts, and correction of inconsistencies. Establish a monitoring and evaluation mechanism, monthly reporting of load curves by ministry, and strengthen data exchange between competent services. The platform highlighted immediate saving opportunities, notably reducing consumption outside severe hours, nights, Fridays, Saturdays, optimizing air conditioning settings, and limiting appliance on standby, as well as the need to regularize observed anomalies, non-conforming capacities, power deposits, emitters, and charge landing to be updated. The Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office said that the platform has underlined immediate savings potentials, reducing use outside service hours, optimizing air conditioning settings, and limiting standby devices, and agreed on operational roadmap. The next steps are site inventories, reliable data conciliation, energy audits, and validation of ministerial plans at a meeting planned for early to mid-April 2026. After the Wahli Daba stopped, the delegation from the State Secretary in charge of sports continued its tour to Warableh at the field recently inaugurated by President Ismail Omar Gelle. Led by the Director of Sport, Mr. Abshir Ali Hassan, the delegation visited the site to observe the smooth running of the Ramadan tournaments and to lend its support to local organizers. As with previous stops, the program featured sports activities open to all, interactive games, and the distribution of prizes. Ground demonstrates the positive impact of local sports infrastructure on social and community dynamics. The delegation praised the quality of the organization, commending the mobilization of the association leaders and their commitment to making sport a vector of social cohesion, an expression of talent, and a promoter of fair play values during the holy month of Ramadan. Through this tour, the State Secretariat in charge of sport reaffirms its willingness to accompany, supervise, and promote local initiatives close to the population. After a visit to Dakhil, the awareness caravan of the One Indivisible Youth Movement made a notable entry into the town of Ali Sibih. Despite the blazing sun, the youth turned out in large numbers to express their support for the President, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh's vision. Carrying the national slogan Continuity, Djiboutianness, Prosperity and Stability, the caravan was welcomed by an enthusiastic procession of young people, confirming the movement's momentum across the inland regions. In Ali Sibih, the message is clear. The youth do not want to remain spectators, but to become an active engine of support for the President's victory and visionary leadership. At the gathering at the regional council, Ahmed Magola called on Ali Sibih's youth to remain mobilized. Your commitment shows the Djiboutian youth are aware and responsible. With the President, Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, we have unity, peace, stability, schools, roads, hospitals, electricity in the villages, and ports that create jobs. You have chosen security, prosperity, and continuity. Let us remain united and proud until April 10th. The exchange also highlighted the achievements of President Guelleh's term, sports and cultural infrastructure, youth professional integration, and local economic development. Ali Sibih's youth leaders reaffirmed in a solemn declaration their unwavering support for continuity, viewing it as the key to avoid solid future in the face of global challenges. Tajura, the White City, once again confirms in its leading role in developing local trade, particularly during the holy month of Ramadan. As the time to break the fast approaches, small commerce experiences sustained activity along the city's main thoroughfare. Stalls and stands multiply, offering a wide range of products highly sought during this period. Fresh fruit, dates, assorted foodstuffs, and traditional specialties. This dynamic is largely driven by local youth who seize the opportunity to launch or certain e-com generating activities. Their engagement helps energize the urban economy while fostering initiative and entrepreneurship. This increase in activity thus testifies to Tajura's economic vitality and its deep attachment to the values of Ramadan, solidarity, sharing, and community cohesion. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, two drones targeted the United States Embassy in Riyadh, causing a limited fire. There were no casualties. Civil defense teams quickly brought the blaze under control and the damage remained material. A British airbase in Cyprus was struck by Iranian drone, marking the first direct attack on British territory in the Middle East conflict. No casualties were reported, but London has reinforced its defense measures and deployed additional assets on the island. In response to the escalation, Greece and the United Kingdom are strengthening their military presence, and Prime Minister Keir Starmer has now authorized American strikes from British bases. Asian markets closed lower on Monday, weighed down by military escalation following U.S. and Israeli strikes against Iran. The transport, tourism, and leisure sectors suffered the heaviest loss, hit by rising oil prices and fears of disruption. In contrast, the energy and defense sectors rose, limiting the overall decline, while investors remain cautious amid geopolitical and economic uncertainty. Well, but this, our beloved viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more as usual. Have a wonderful evening and take care.